Hi guys, it's Timo here, and this is my first ever lap quite. Um, yeah, exciting stuff, huh? This is the lap quite for Imola in the Lotus 79 for the season 2, week 9 of the year 2021. I'll show you the track conditions first. Um, this is my qualifying lap. Um, I'm not sure if this is my first or second lap. Let's see here. Oh, first lap. But let's get started. Starting from last turn. Obviously, you want a good exit here when you're beginning your lap because it's quite a long straight and you want to maximize your speed down the straight. So I'm just taking it very chill, getting my car set up how I want in the last turn. Being very gentle, coming off, and then punching it. Being very progressive. You can use the curb here a little bit, but you don't want to get too much of this inside curb here on the secondary watcher. Alright, alright, let's get stuck in. I take quite a long way here, try to maximize my speed. Usually it's not worth the hassle, you might gain 1,000 or so. Okay, so looking at turn 1, Tamburello. The track lines up here a little bit, so you don't need to stay here on the right side all the time. Just make sure you get your car settled so you're on the right side over here when you want to get your braking done and your turning done. Make sure when you're getting your car to the side that you're not too close to the grass. Remember, Lotus has these big rear tires that can easily cut the grass. Let's see how close I get. Okay, that's within reason. I could have been a bit more close, but also, yeah, not much closer. All right, let's take a look at the braking here. All right, so we see the 100 board. Once it goes out of the view, you want to get your braking started here. It's we're coming with a lot of speed here, so we can brake quite hard initially. Let's see, well, we're almost to 100% here. So 100-meter board, quickly on the brakes, and we have so much speed and downforce we can use the brakes fully, but you want to trail off the brakes here, otherwise you're gonna lock up quite fast. Hard on the brakes still. This is like 75% or so. Okay, I'm starting to turn in and I'm trailing off the brakes here. I'm looking at the apex here. There. You wanna aim for the anti-cut, but you don't really wanna take it. It just bounces you too much. So clip the apex. But most importantly, look at my throttle here. I'm already picking up the throttle. Just carrying the speed through Temporello here. But look, I'm already on 100% throttle. You have so much downforce here, it's unbelievable. You just want to get your car pointed in the right direction here. Try to use as less steering. Yes, as less steering as you can. You don't want to scrap too much speed off here. There, full throttle all the way. You can use the AstroTurf here as well, but in this case I didn't really need to. You can also brake a little earlier, but with less braking force, and just try to carry the speed through the corners. Here I'm just trying to go slow through the first corner and trying to line up on my car so I can go full throttle from here on out, because the next straight is quite a long one as well, and well, you want to get as much speed down the straight as you can. So let's take a look at the cockpit view here. There we go. Tiny corrections here and there. The car lifts a little bit, but that's the characteristics of the car. Alright, approaching Villeneuve. Wanna look at the 50-meter port here, get your eyes fixed on that, and then get your eyes fixed on the apex here. It's important to carry a lot of speed through the first corner here. And then getting on throttle for the last bit as early as you can. So make sure to line up your car as right as you can without going over the curbs too much. Here, on my case, I took a little bit too much curb. I took the undercut there, which is not ideal. You only wanna clip around the undercut, but any more than this and I will be sent flying off, most likely. So let's take a slow look. So 50-meter port, look at how little brakes I'm using. I just want to get the nose in for the turning. I'm already like coasting a little bit because I want to carry as much speed as I can. I'm picking up the throttle just to make the car go over the bounces that much better. But yeah, the car lifts a little bit too much here. Right as I land, I go on the brakes here. Go on the brakes and trail off immediately for the turning. But I took a little bit too much curb on this one, so I kind of missed my first or the second brake input here, and I kind of missed the apex of the second Villeneuve corner. So trailing off, but you want to pick off the throttle. I just about missed the corner, but it worked out. I mean, I carried the speed. I didn't take curves with the right front tire, which probably helped my my traction a little bit. I'm already on full throttle here on out. You can use the part here, the AstroTurf. You can climb over this quite easily. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just make sure you're not too sideways when you get off of it. Get off of it and get off it gently. You can also, here I clip the grass a little bit. You can use this, but any more than this and you're gonna have a little bit of moments with oversteer and stuff like that. Alright, get off the curbs and into Tosa we go. Get your eyes fixed on the 50-meter board over here. You can also use the end of the access road or the white line here. But typically I just adjust the distance to the next corner, like my eyes are already on the apex of Tosa. Very tricky corner, this one. You're carrying a lot of speed, 200 kilometers per hour, and it's quite a slow corner, uphill. It's very tricky to get right. So very hard on the brakes initially, flipping down. Then you're just trailing off the brake and just trail braking all the way into the corner. Look at how like gentle the steering is at this point. You don't want to make any harsh moves. You just want to feed the car in. Alright, so the apex is around here, and you want to pick up the throttle as soon as you can. There's not a lot of traction here, so you need to be gentle. You need to be gentle on the throttle. it's a very tricky place to get right. Soon as the car or the steering goes straight, I start to break up even more throttle. The car lifts a little bit, but then again, that's just the nature of the car. Let's look at the chase cam over here. Picking up throttle, traction is limited. You can use the AstroTurf here as well. I could have used a little bit more, but yeah. not a lot more. As soon as you go over the curb and you start turning off from here, if you clip the grass, you're gonna be around. But make sure to watch your throttle input here. Make sure to get the wheel straight before you go hard on the throttle. Alright, and climbing up into Piratella. Spotting your reference points. Not a lot of references go our way here. The 50-meter board, a bit beneath it, is our breaking point. However, I'm just looking at the apex of Piratella at the moment and just judging the distance to the corner. So we passed the 50-meter board, a little bit beyond it, and hard on the brakes again. Very hard initially, but trailing off very fast as well. You don't want to kill your speed too much coming into Piratella. This is all about carrying the speed. I'm already coasting a little bit here, just trying to make sure I don't trail brake too hard. I already got my car lined up. Let's look at it. It's pretty sideways, I imagine, already. Yeah. Just getting into the apex, getting on throttle. You can touch the curb here a little bit, but you want to make sure you don't go full throttle when you touch the curbs. Just be gentle with knowing how much it bounces the car. You can also use the AstroTurf over here. This lap, I just didn't need to use the full track. Also, it's I kind of like not going over too much because it's just, it's more distance covered. Ergo, you get more time out of not going too much of a distance. Alright, probably the toughest challenges lie ahead coming into Acqua Minerale and after this Variante Alta. Two of the hardest corners for sure, at least for me. Can't speak for everyone. Okay, so this entry into Acqua Minerale is all about tiny inputs. Very little brakes, very little steering. You don't want to unsell the car because you're carrying so much speed into the corner. If you're starting to go too hard on the brakes and turning too hard, you're just gonna lose the car. Or in the worst case scenario, you're gonna crash out. So approaching here, I got my eyes lined up for the apex, but coming here, already at this point, I'm picking up the exit. You wanna end up right here. So just very tiny brakes, get the car in, the nose in, feeding off, more than like just coasting, just managing the speed. And right when I get my car lined up for the first time, I'm picking up brakes. Or not picking up, I'm putting down the brakes. 50% to be more exact. But it's not all about raw values, it's just carrying the speed through the corner. So car straight, You want to get your braking done fast, and again carry speed in. I'm trailing into the corner, and right before we hit the curb we start to pick up throttle just to make the car handle the curb a little bit better. If you're coasting, yeah, the car doesn't really like that. So once again, cockpit view, full speed, tiny inputs, hard on the brakes, get the car in, great. And also when you go over the bump, the car bounces a little bit, and soon as you feel the car coming down and start settling in, you can pick off the throttle. There. And you can use this no problem. Just make sure you don't hit the undercuts over here. It'll be the death of you. And yeah, this is just a very tricky place to get right. Just try to maximize the whole track. If you're too much to the right, it's just gonna make the second apex that much harder. Alright, we survived the Guarmino rally. Let's go down with Variante Alta as it comes sooner than you ever hope for. You think you're done with the Guarmino rally and you're wiping your sweat off the brows, thinking you survive, and then you see this monster of a corner. Okay, so it's all about hitting the curbs right, but first you need to brake speed off. Yes, that is the correct term. But yeah, before 50-meter board, again, you can go hard on the throttle initially. I don't really have a good reference points for here. I'm just before 50-meter board. As soon as you're like passing 50-meter board, I'm already like on 90% brakes. I'm doing the brakes initially very hard and then just feeding the car in. Braking, trailing, and just touching the first curb a little bit harder than the second one, because you want to get your speed off. Yes, get your speed off. get your socks off and your speed off. All right. What I mean that you want to pick up the throttle as soon as you can. If you're gonna hit the second curb as hard as you do on the first one, yeah, the traction is gonna be limited, and you're not gonna get on the power as quickly as you wanna. All right, running at full speed. There. Use all the track here. Any more than this, you're gonna go get an off track. Maybe a little bit more ahead, but yeah, any more than this, you're gonna get an off track and slow down. Let's look at how I take this curb. You can hit the orange curb a little bit. Yeah. See how much to the right the car gets, and that just makes the second apex a little bit more. I'm already picking up throttle, get the car into the apex, and I'm not touching the orange curb on this one. I'm just getting on the power. The traction is still a bit limited because curbs bouncing the car all the way through the corner. But as soon as I feel my car getting planted, I am picking up throttle. Once more, slow speed. Take more of the first chicane, well, the first apex. Getting your car into the second, not touching the orange curb anymore. And once you get your car settled, it's full on throttle time. And once more on the cockpit view. Yep. Alright. So we survived those two challenges. And we're heading off to Rivazza 1. The reference points for braking are a bit limited as well on this one. As soon as you pass the 100 meter board, you're getting on the brakes. Once again, hard on the brakes initially, and then trailing off when you're starting to turn in. You can use quite a lot of this apex. I'm already coasting. I just want to carry the speed. Typically, you don't want to coast anywhere on iRacing. That I mean, you're always brake trailing and or on the throttle a little bit. But here, I just want to carry the speed through the corners. As soon as I get to the apex, I'm picking off throttle again, and as soon as the car lands, once again, 100% on the gas, getting the car on the right side here to open up the second Rivazza corner. Right as the pavement ends, a little bit before that, you wanna get on the brakes a little bit, just a little bit. Again, you wanna carry the speed through the corner, just feeding the car in. I'm already picking up the throttle here because I feel like I have the grip now, like way before the apex here. Because once again, as at the start of this video, we wanna get as much speed down the straight as we can. And also picking off throttle before you hit the curbs makes the car handle that much better. You can also, like I said at the start, you can use this, but it bounces you a little bit, maybe cost you a few thousands, maybe. But I just didn't feel the need to go over the curb this time. Alright, let's check on the chase cam. Remember, just carry the speed through here. Touch curb, get on the throttle, get on the brakes. Just carry the speed through, hit the apexes, and as soon as you can, picking off the throttle, like right here, before we get to the apex. We're already on the throttle. And as soon as the car lands over the curbs, and I get my wheels straightened out, I'm already 100% on the brakes. Alright, that's it. A lap around Imola. Live to tell another tale. Thanks for viewing. You don't need to smash the follow button or whatever the kids do on YouTube these days. If you have any comments, please do leave a comment. I'm sure it wasn't perfect, but hey ho, at least I did it. I'll leave a link to our CDC Discord. You can find great advices from the Discord channel, and I'll also leave a link to the iRacing forums of the Lotus 79. You can find setup packages for each track from the forums for this season at least, and hopefully the further seasons as well. But yeah, enjoy the track. Once you get on it, it's a great combo. Hopefully this teaches you something that you didn't know. Hopefully. All right. Have a nice night. if you're watching this before the night, I mean. Otherwise, have a great day or a morning or whatever you're gonna do. And I'll see you soon. All right. Thank you, and bye bye.